A very good afternoon to you. Thank you for staying with TV3. This is Midday Live, coming to you from our studio here at Desawe in Accra. I am Martin Asiedu-Date. Coming up for the next 1 hour. Different day, same story. The Pensioner Bondholders Forum has again picketed at the Finance Ministry premises in the bid to call on government to pay their bonds. Also this afternoon, experts are calling for action to deal with the rising phenomenon of youth sniffing glue. And on the international front, the Gambia is enforcing mandatory inspection and testing of all drugs being imported from India. We have details of all these stories and more, and we'll be happy for you to share your thoughts with us on the many stories we have for you this afternoon. Clearly, some of these stories directly or indirectly affect you as well, so we'll be happy to hear what you think about them. Now, we are starting from issues about the floods, and all gutters and drains at Afankor Barrier and neighboring communities are heavily silted, leading to flooding anytime it rains. The flood waters extended from the mains of Accra-Kumasi Highway. So that's Armstrong Gold Alagwe, our man who's there updating us on developments in the area.
It's been a headache to the residents and traders here. Let me talk to a few of the drivers here who have been complaining bitterly, and for them, this situation, they think shouldn't be a big problem for government to solve. First of all, let me talk to this man that gives his name as Gaddafi. Gaddafi, how is it going?
Well, not bad.
Gaddafi, so you are a driver here. Tell me, first of all, when it rains, okay, describe the situation. Describe how it looks like when it rains. For instance, let's take yesterday, for instance.
That's why I used to say you need to see it yourself. I don't need to tell you. When it gets rains, in fact, with Frank, no car crossing. If it's not a big truck, no small cars can cross. If a human being can cross, it's very dangerous to our living here when it gets to rainy season. We feel very bad, very, very bad here because the gutters are choked. The gutters are choked. It doesn't go, especially when you look at the back here. You can see it yourself. It's being flooded, full up, with dams and a lot of things inside.
No, but what do you think is causing this problem?
Yeah, the cause of it is the choking of the gutter. It needs to be clear. The gutter is choked. So when it's choked like that, that's why I say you can see from here. So any small rain like this, it gets flooded. All these places get flooded. Small cars like this cannot cross.
But this affects the highway, the Kumasi-Accra highway.
Yeah, this is Accra-Kumasi highway. Afankor Barrier, Accra. This is where it leads to Kumasi-Accra and everywhere, you see. So I'm expecting the top men to do something about this before we put our hands in our heads and be crying. You see?
For how long has this problem persisted?
Oh, back years, since this filling station was fixed there. Since this filling station was fixed there. That's where the problem started.
Until the filling station was built, this issue wasn't a problem yet?
It wasn't a problem. Wasn't a problem. Because when you look at the back here, where the water is supposed to pass, it has been blocked. So the space there is not enough for the water. The space there is not enough for the water. So the problem is the problem is the filling station.
The filling station.
Yeah.
So you think it needs to be pulled down?
Yes.
Have you made a complaint to the assembly?
A lot of people have assembly. You know, this guy, what they call it, Ga West. They've been here. We've been talking to them, telling them about the problem. They will say, okay, they will find solution. They will bring people to come and check. But when they go, no one comes back and do this thing. So this thing has been here for donkeys of years, and no one is.
So the issue is the gutter that is choked now. We need surveyors to come and tell us what exactly is the cause. But what we know for now is the gutters are choked heavily, and that the slightest rain leads to heavy flooding. Let me talk to this other young man. Boss, what's your name?
Nyamatego.
Nyamatego. Mino chun.
Driver Yojimi.
Driver Yojibu. Ni kani mo ne ake bi ene fe you ake traffic eba.
Ejianu kwa bi ele you agbowa ake gota jam echichi no abi you. Kaji wonye oje gota jam kun bi e fe na kan. ye ngwe na ji ni eje shi onu pa ba ho e bi da na me na ni e ka me ngbe Moses ya bi ne bi eje concentration dey call agbene district ya bi ne ofango ya district ya bi district ya ba ona na ya fio awa je ngwe ne ka je ngwe no wo kanyimo ne ku se chok no ka ba je ngwe na ba lo ke ya ka je me ga shi ka shweshi kanyimo ne go se forget e me go ke kanyimo ne no ku se chi no ye bi agot ya chi ka je wo se alolo ya le se ya de se je sana je ka je dan enye ba e ba gbe bi ne shi la nya je ka je me ko o je bi ne ya ku se echi no no ji no ni gba ona bi ne wa.
Okay, so these are few traders and residents talking to us here about the flooding situation here. The main problem is the choked gutters that prevents the water from flowing freely. And yesterday, if you go here, according to the residents, the traffic situation here was that bad. It took people about 3 hours to drive between Achimota to Amasaman. That is how bad the situation is. And we also told that homes here, gets heavily affected anytime it rains, and the situation, they want the assembly to see to this problem, because the problem here has been since 2013 after the June 3 disaster occurred. I remember one of the few places we visited was this place, and they promised to have these gutters expanded, but till date the situation is still the same. We are looking forward to see that the assembly will attend to the plight of these people here. Joseph Armstrong, Gold Alugbe TV3, over to you in the studio.
Gold Alugbe there with that update from issues regarding flooding. Let's go on to some other stories. This time around, let's do politics, because the Majority Chief Whip, Frank Anodompreh, says the new Patriotic Party, the NPP, will recapture the Asin North parliamentary seat from the National Democratic Congress, the NDC. Elections in the constituency are scheduled for Tuesday, the 27th of June. Several MPs from both sides of the dividing parliament have thronged the Asin North constituency, vigorously campaigning for their various sides. Frank Anodompreh spoke to TV3.
It's happening in a few days.
Yes, I'm confident that there will be news.
News like what?
Positive news.
Oh, okay.
Yes, we are seeking to wrestle it out from the hands of our...
You don't expect Kwesi to come back?
Well, it's an election. We have our strategy, and they have theirs. Let's see at the end of the day what happens. They said they were going to win. They even said they were going to win Kumewu. Yes, so let them see what they have to say.
That's your stronghold. Kumewu is a stronghold.
But they said they were going to win.
Yeah.
They actually, I don't know if you heard them. They said that the government was very unpopular, and therefore there was going to be a reflection of it. And we won.
But polls do not seem to be favoring the NPP now. One case is the Global Info Analytic. You know, they seem to be giving the NDC the way forward on that one.
Let them tickle themselves and laugh. Let them tickle themselves and laugh. We've read all the polls. We are guided. We are mindful. And we are moving in a direction that will put our strategy spot on. So I am very happy. You know, if you are going into a fight and your counterpart feels that he has won, it's good. It's very good. They feel they've won the 2024 election.
Okay.
They will have a rude shock of their lives. That's what I'm telling you. We are leaving nothing to chance. Akufo-Addo has said it. He's inspired all of us. And don't forget me. He is not going to do anything untoward. Dr. Bawumia is going to win convincingly. So let the NDC tickle themselves.
We stayed on politics, though. The ranking member of the Finance Committee in Parliament, Isaac Adongo, has invited Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia for a debate on the economy. The Member of Parliament for Bolgatanga Central said that the new Patriotic Party flag-bearer hopeful has contributed nothing in his 6 years in office.
Now economy has shaped you, you move to Yahoo, you say you are doing digitalization. He should come and he should tell us his track record in building infrastructure for digitalization. One, I want you people to tell him that the days when we didn't know him and we gave him the benefit of the doubt is long gone. He has a record. And any time he is ready, wake me up from sleep. He can choose his own venue. He can choose his own moderator. In fact, he can come with his books for reference. But just wake me up from sleep and say, Bawumia say he wants to debate his vision and his knowledge about the economy and digitalization, and I'll meet him. We will respond to him for every unguided and lying statements he would make. If MPP decide to choose him as flag bearer, that's their problem. But he must be factual. He must not take the people of Ghana for granted.
In a related development, though, the spokesperson of the Vice President, Dr. Gideon Boaku, says that the Vice President is open to a debate with the flag bearer of the NDC, John Dramani Mahama, instead of the minority. He was responding to the challenge that was thrown to the Vice President for a debate by the Bolga Central MP on the issues of the economy.
The minority should debate the majority. Vice President Bawumia is going to contest John Mahama. He is interested in debating John Mahama and not Adongo. Adongo should go and debate his colleagues in Parliament. Vice President Bawumia is not going to contest with Adongo and the minority. He is going to contest with President Mahama. We want to see Mahama come face to face with Vice President Bawumia. Let each one of them come and talk about their records in government and debate their performances on the economy. That debate, I can assure you, we are ready for.
Now, barring any final decisions by any of the aspirants in the NPP presidential primaries or flag bearer primaries, Ghana will for the first time witness a special delegates conference to trim down the number of presidential hopefuls of the New Patriotic Party. My colleague Eric Mawena Egbeta has been looking at the case of the governing New Patriotic Party, which concurrently, as we speak, have 8 people who have already submitted their nomination forms to stand.
The closing date for the presidential nomination of the governing New Patriotic Party continues to inch ever and ever closer. So far, 8 individuals, including Dr. Bawumia, Alan Tremontaine, and Kennedy Agyapong, have successfully filed, making it the more and more likely that the governing New Patriotic Party may head for a special delegates conference. This will be the first time since 2007, making it 16 years after a number like this have expressed interest in who becomes flag bearer of the Elephant Party. After that 17 number in 2007, party executives took the decision to amend the constitution to ensure that, if anything, 5 individuals go to the polls for delegates to elect who becomes their flag bearer. Subsequently, an amendment to the Constitution now provides where Article 39 of the governing New Patriotic Party's Constitution provides that where there are 5 or more candidates expressing interest into wanting to lead the governing New Patriotic Party, a special delegates conference is held. And so, with more individuals expected in the coming days, including Joe Gatti, to file their nominations, it does appear that delegates, special delegates, as a matter of fact, will come August 26th, gather to trim down the number to 5, where they will head to the polls much later, come November 4th, to elect a flag bearer for the party that is seeking to break the 8.
You should know that your Election Command Center will definitely keep you updated on every and any development within the political space here in Ghana. Let's shift our attention to other stories, because pensioner bondholders have once again gathered at the Ministry of Finance, venting their displeasure over the non-payment of some 6 outstanding coupons. Judith Awachitando has been there with them and has come through with this report.
The message for the diaspora: don't come. They won't give you your money. They'll bring you here and chop your money. Don't come to Ghana.
Tensions are hiding here at the Finance Ministry as pensioner bondholders have resumed picketing here. The ordeal is based on one thing: the non-payment of 6 outstanding coupons, which is getting them more and more frustrated.
I have quite a few dependents. One of them has a chronic kidney disease stage 3. We can't even afford to go and do a lab test for her. We can't buy medication. She has other medical complications. We can't buy her medication. One of the medications has jumped from 400 cedis to 800 cedis. We can't buy it anymore. The other one has a very high blood pressure. If she doesn't get her medication, she'll have a stroke and end up most likely in hospital. And that will be another problem on top of another problem.
The June one hasn't started. And one was on the 5th June. And the ministry told us that government has instructed the Controller and Accountant General to prioritize the payment of our coupons, which meant that as soon as the coupons were due, Controller should make money available for the payment. So we were comforted. And for 2 weeks, we decided not to be here and wait to see what was going to happen. The coupons that were being paid were paid. And then the principals also were paid. But it remained the June coupon. We waited to see whether, as has been promised, that it will be prioritized, we will receive it immediately. We didn't receive.
Well, you would recall that the pensioners had earlier threatened to send the Ministry of Finance to Shraj in case they do not heed to their calls. Well, their convener, Dr. Edouanani Intwi, has been given updates on that.
Government say it's difficult to pay. Nevertheless, we say we will write you a letter of demand. Let us have your response. And if we get your response and you still say you are not going to pay, we will take it as not treating your citizens fair. We are taking it as an administrative justice matter. And therefore, we will submit the matter to Shraj. So we are waiting for the response from government, and then we take that further action.
Judith Chitando, TV3 News, Ministry of Finance, Accra.
At the Bojuase Senior High School in the Wutusenya West District of the Central Region, bee attacks affect academic activities. Some students have needed hospitalization due to the bee stings that they have suffered. There is more in the following report.
The bees have formed several colonies in the ceiling of the last floor of the school building and have been there for over 3 years. All it takes for the bees to descend on both teachers and students is a loud noise, sweet-scented perfume or cosmetics, and sometimes the aroma of food. Recently, some students spent several days in the hospital after they were attacked by bees.
Anytime it happens, we have to close early. As soon as somewhere 12 to 1, then we have to close school. They hate us. I remember last time they entered someone's ears and the person was taken to the hospital. The person stayed at home about 3 to 1 week. They can't even make that much noise because anytime you make that noise, they get out.
They sting us. Our eyes get swollen. Some students are taken to the hospital. Others are left behind.
Assemblyman for the Bojuase electoral area, Ernest Kwekwe-Futu, tells TV3 that the community has made several unsuccessful attempts to get rid of the bees.
All right, so what happens to be a sad trend in Ghanaians after its revelation on TV3 has actually been with us for decades unknowingly. The sniffing and inhalation of glue is what other drug abusers resort to for a cheap high, and it is silently, we are told, tearing lives apart. In a report that we heard yesterday by Godwin Asedeba, which is his latest documentary, High on Glue, he explains the dangers and what needs to be done. All right, so clearly it looks as though many people have responded, quite shockingly to the fact that they did not know that number of youth have been engaging in this activity. So let's watch the story. Then we can have a quick conversation regarding what's the next line of action and steps to be taken to reverse this trend.
High on Glue is a revealing documentary of how young men are wasting their lives away, addicted to sniffing glue in Ghana. For them, it is a cheaper alternative to hard drugs. A significant addiction issue that began in a small tube is stealthily destroying lives. The adhesive glue contains toluene, a sweet-smelling and intoxicating hydrocarbon, which is neurotoxic. The solvent dissolves the membrane of the brain cells and causes hallucinations, as well as dampening hunger pangs and warts of cold. A clinical psychologist, Dr. Derek Opong, worries that if the abuse is not stopped, it could result to many deaths.
People who sniff glue over a period of time are likely to have irregular heartbeats, and this can lead to other more serious heart conditions and eventually heart failure.
Once we get them early.
The Chief Executive Officer of the Mental Health Authority, Dr. Pinaman Apau, believes awareness, community engagement and counseling can reduce the developing menace.
It's been part of our programs, should I say, to increase awareness amongst the youth about these substances, and so we've been doing that over the past years and so on. So yes, we will continue in the creation of awareness. Mental Health Authority cannot work on its own, so now we are reaching better to the other agencies so that we can collaborate with them to be able to reach the community as much as possible.
A member of Parliament for Techiman North, Elizabeth Ofuswe-Jare, an area noted as a hub for glue sniffers, blames their act on weak and structureless governance.
People in Techiman North are hardworking. So long as there is something for them to do, they will do it to the best of their ability. I think that the government is not paying attention anywhere, because I don't see anywhere in Ghana that the youth are finding jobs to do. So it's a general bad governance issue.
These people who are severely addicted to drugs and glue need special rehabilitation, which is difficult given the expensive treatment. Although glue sniffing has been linked to significant morbidity and mortality, it is still an under-researched and poorly recognized issue globally. At least half of Kenya's street children are said to be addicted to glue, according to a recent study by a Kenyan group rehabilitating street children. The trend of glue sniffing is quite new in India, Pakistan and Nepal compared to other countries in Latin America, Southeast Asia, South Africa and Ghana. Nepalese activists want their country to apply strict measures as taken in Kenya, which will have laws against applying harmful substances like glue to minors. Social media went agog after the premiere of the documentary.
In South Africa, you need a special permit before anyone can sell you a super glue. And mostly glue are sold at the pharmacy. But Charlie, even now this trend enter Ghana. I already knew this alternative long time ago.
I witnessed some at my old high school in 2021. It was the involvement of final year students. May God help us.
Some people are wondering about the post, but this glue thing did since my grandma was in primary school.
Some primary students, including girls, are also sniffing it.
That is why glue is expensive these days.
Alright guys, I'm done for today. I'll see you all tomorrow. Well, that's quite revealing, I must say, but as I leave work today to drive home, I will certainly keep an eye out for a similar situation. I may not see substance abuse on the way again, but the reality of the situation is pervasive. People are still very desperate in all parts of Ghana, and the tragedies of poverty affect us all. Godwin Asideba, TV3 News, Accra. Hey.
All right, so we managed to catch him before he got home, coincidentally. So Godwin Asideba is with us in studio to discuss the severity of this and the kind of canker and how it is affecting the younger generation, the youth especially. So Godwin, good afternoon and thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Martin.
How did this story come to your attention in the first place?
So recently the news broke out that youth in Techiman are sniffing glue, and we didn't have pictures to represent that. Usually when people see write-ups and they don't see pictures or videos to match up with the stories, they do not believe it. So this was something that I took upon myself to go to the area to ascertain and know if indeed such a thing was happening. Techiman is quite an area that I will describe its people as very secretive, and they will never open up. because it was quite tough for me to get them to open up. I was mentioning that yesterday on the morning show. But, you know, whilst we tried to convince them, they opened up bits by bits, and gradually I was able to get some people who were willing to speak to me anonymously. And those were some of the people that I showed in the story. And it is really, really, really spreading silently. And I got to know, based on research and from the comments from other people, that this has actually been in existence for decades. It's been a practice that has been there. Exactly. And when we shared the flyer on social media, a lot of people were reacting. It was surprising to me that just here in Medina, somewhere in the ghettos around Ashaiman, people are actually sniffing glue. You know, a lot of ways to either sniff it, put it in paper bags, put it in a foam. So, you know, glue comes with a very strong effect. When you put it in a surface that is really soft, it can easily melt. So the vapor that it comes with is what people inhale to get a cheaper high.
And as part of your research, were you able to get anything concrete in terms of both in Techiman where you were? Are there maybe local authorities who are trying to take this, or it's an open field and everybody's doing what there really isn't any regulation on that? So
we spoke to the MP for Techiman North, Elizabeth Ejare, in the documentary, who made mention that she is blaming the act of these youth in bad governance. And, you know, she's actually with opposition NDC. So I was asking whether she thinks the government is not paying attention to her constituency because she is with opposition. But she was like, no, when you go to elsewhere in places where they have representatives from the New Patriotic Party, the youth are still struggling. And most of these guys are blaming their addiction to sniffing glue on a lack of unemployment because they're always idling around without doing anything. And when you find a friend who is into the act, you know, you wake up in the morning, you have nowhere to go to, you want to, you know, be with them, and at the end you end up, you know, getting yourself addicted into the practice that they are into, which is unfortunately the sniffing of glue.
And it's like you mentioned, when we shared the artwork, had so many comments from all across the country and even elsewhere around the world. Have you heard or come across strategies or plans in place from the state? Because I also saw that you spoke to the head of the psychiatry.
Mental Health Authority, the CEO.
What is it that they are doing about this?
So for a very long time, the Ghana Mental Health Authority, together with the Accra Psychiatric Hospital, have been working to make rehabilitation quite accessible for drug addicts or people who are trying to overcome the addiction to come in there to be able to access it. But it's been very expensive. It will surprise you that the government facilities are even charging more than the private ones. So Accra Psychiatric, for instance, is charging outrageously, and not everyone can afford that. So the CEO of the Ghana Mental Health Authority, Penama Apao, made mention that they are coming up with initiatives where they will have their representatives go into the communities to speak with the people who cannot be able to afford such services, to, you know, have a feel of what drug addiction is, the harms it can bring to your system. And, you know, they don't want people to necessarily want to have enough money before they can come to the Accra Psychiatric Hospital to be able to access, you know, treatment. Somewhere in Kenya too, in this particular piece that just aired, there's been a ban on the selling of super glue for minors by some activists, and it's still running, you know, for most of these street children in Kenya and Nairobi who are addicted to sniffing glue. So we are hoping that it doesn't get, you know, it doesn't get out of hands here in Ghana, because for Kenya, for instance, most of the street children are into the inhalation of that to overcome hunger and all of that. So we are just hoping that with this new revelation, all the authorities will be up and doing to make sure that it comes to an end and it won't be something that won't be controlled properly.
All right. I mean, clearly the line in that report that caught my attention was a substance that is aimed or meant for holding or sticking things together is actually, you know, tearing lives apart. And thank you very much, Godwin Asediba, with that report. If you missed it, we have it on our YouTube channel and then also on our various social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can get and then be part of the conversation. If you know people who might need some assistance, like you mentioned, the Mental Health Authority are there to give some kind of help to persons who may be addicted to this unfortunate canker. You're still watching Midday Live on TV3. Stay with us. We have many more stories for you right after this.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to demonstrate to you the superior properties of Flamingo paint as compared to other paint brands on the market. We take equal quantities of Flamingo paint and this ordinary paint. We then dilute them with water. And now, let the test begin. The gentleman on the left is going to apply the ordinary paint, and the gentleman on my right will use the Flamingo superior paint. As you can clearly see, Flamingo has the obvious better hiding. Furthermore, Flamingo has painted a much larger area. You know, one bucket of Flamingo paint is equal to several buckets of any other paint brand on the market. Flamingo paint is made with superior formulation to give superior durability, superior hiding, superior coverage. Flamingo paint, simply superior.
Who knows tomorrow? I've been living in Texas, you know. Not yet.
The communigram, I got a cash pick up our bank. Go out with the 7 million package of secret. Now, Convera may trend the whole world, may receive free all angles.
You don't have to live here to get your money. Really? Just use ZPay. You collect your money here, spend it here without even getting out from this chair. Jimmy D, you got your token, right?
Oh yeah,
you can easily redeem the token by yourself straight into your ZPay mobile money wallet. Just dial *270#. Select option 7 for MoneyGram. Enter your PIN. Then enter your 8-digit token. Enter all the transaction details. After that, press 1 to confirm. Then check the confirmation message. This is your first time, you get 10 CDs cashback and 2 CDs airtime free.
They didn't know about Ghana. Sawa.
Your friend me Keki, me a taxi driver. Sawo kai titi taxi driver. Wako na humi jie mukrano. Me ano di nechi jam me. Na e futu kakao di jam me nso ne se. Se e bani battery di ake. Speed mate battery. Na no ni battery papa. You see this whole area? I'm the original chef to Kabarat. Na pebi amenya biama. One day I no park was here. Last time the battery call off. Me sorting out. One time. Saka no battery ni bua juma all right. Nice one. Mental fix. Saka alaji. Okon cross course anyama bayi. Daro nyame no share me out. Oh, kahaji ayen to save you. And so share me and sorting out with speed mate battery. And I just say, assembly na sem kogu ya. He say what ja too much talk about 100. Me can full speed mate batteries. Head the amount.
Minuanum. We hear battery papa dia. A speed mate battery.
Uko rata moto say na accredited agent. We Ghana have an after bia. Ubenya biato. Battery papa no.
Ghana's Most Beautiful never disappoints, and this year the search for a new queen has begun. Join the audition train starting the 15th of June in Tamale at the Garba Lodge Hotel.
The train will be in Kumasi on the 17th of June at the Micklin Hotel.
Then the train passes through to Takoradi on the 20th of June at the Rainbow Hotel.
Finally, it stops in Accra on the 23rd of June at the premises of TV3.
Come audition wearing your finest GTP skirt and a white tank top. Download the TV3 reality app or come to any of our audition venues to register.
Ghana's Most Beautiful, Ghana's Beauty, Africa's Pride.
GMB was brought to you by Enapa Foods. Say Enapa. Enye Ono Soko. Heaven Black Insecticide Spray and Coil. Heaven Dear Bakope. Carnival Strawberry. Gino Tomato Mix.
Flamingo paint.
Top Choco.
The TV3 and 3FM Great Expedition is here again. It's much bigger and exciting this time. Experience the breathtaking view of the ever-scenic Kafajato and the spectacular Wuli Waterfall. Let's uncover the excitement around these mystical and extraordinary sceneries. Happening on Republic Day, Saturday, 1st July 2023. Come, let's make memories on Republic Day with the Republic Day Reloaded. We head to Kafajato as we hike to the summit. We visit the Wuli Waterfall waterfall. And then we have a dinner and party at the Bamboo River Resort. This package includes transportation, breakfast, snacks, dinner, music on rotation, plus the whole experience, all for 650 Ghana cedis. For reservation, call 0541 159 715 or 0554 049 778. The TV3 3FM Republic Day Expedition. You don't want to miss this.
Welcome back to Midday Live on TV3. Time now for business. Menu Afol is with us. Hello, Menu.
Hi, Martin.
All right, so let's know what's happening in business.
Thank you. Welcome to the business segment with me, Menu Afol. Now we'll start with Airtel Tigo, which effective today will be known as AT. The name change, according to the telco, is in line with their promise of simplicity to customers. Airtel Tigo Money will now be AT Money, Airtel Tigo Business, AT Business, and same will apply to all their sub-brands. We'll bring you more details in our subsequent bulletins. Away from that, Ghana's economy has expanded by 4.2% for the first quarter of this year. That's according to the Ghana Statistical Service GDP estimates. The current rate is 1.1 percentage points higher than the same quarter of last year. The following three business desk reports has more.
The main drivers of the growth rate were public administration, defense and security, health and social work, education, as well as information and communication. The services sector recorded the highest growth rate of 10.1%, followed by the agriculture sector with a growth rate of 4.8%. However, industry contracted by 3.2%. For the agriculture sector, livestock recorded a 6.6% growth rate, crops and cocoa recorded 5.2%, whilst forestry and logging recorded 1.5%. Fishing, however, contracted by 3.3%, with the exception of electricity, recording a growth rate of 3.5%. All the other four subsectors contracted within the industry sector. The services sector, as a result, continues to remain the largest sector of the Ghanaian economy in the first quarter of 2023, with a share of 47%.
So let's stay a while on the economy, because Director of Academic Planning and Quality Assurance of the Gimpa Business School, Dr. Ebenezer Bugui Anafo, is urging government to concentrate more on raising funds domestically rather than going to the international capital markets. His comments come on the back of President Akufo-Addo's outbursts of international rating agencies, describing them as reckless and unfriendly towards developing economies and blaming them for Ghana's economic challenges.
Spending. You cannot just be borrowing and you don't have a plan on how you are going to pay back those monies. And they've also initiated certain social interventions that are actually eating chunk of the money. I believe that projects like free senior high school education, I think we should have been a little bit careful when it came to the implementation. I think that it was done, teacher training, allowances, and nurses. All this
about mobile money loans. So the interest you pay on mobile money loans is most likely to increase by 2 percentage points in the coming days. That's according to information available to 3 Business. In the following news desk reports, we've been analyzing what it means and the possible reasons for the increase. Credible 3 Business sources say interest rates on mobile money loans will go up soon from 6.9% per month to 8.9% per month. Normal bank interest rate sits at about 3% per month. It is good to note that the default rates on these microloans are very high, so perhaps the riskiness could be a reason for the increase. Also, these loan operators borrow from banks, but policy rates has not reduced. Plus, shorter-term instruments such as treasury bills have had their rates increasing consistently, and the implication on short-term loans such as Momo loans is the increase in interest rates. At a time when the economy is in crisis and banks are already complaining of high default rates, will this increase not worsen the default rate? 3 Business will bring you the latest updates on this development. Menu Afol, 3 Business, Accra. And that's how we wrap up the business segment here on Midday Live with me, Menu Afol. Do stay with us for more news in the world of sports.
Franco Trading Enterprise is your leading mobile phone, accessories, and your electronic retail outlet. You can buy any item online at the comfort of your home from Franco Trading Enterprise. Just download the Franco Trading app on Google Play Store or App Store, or visit our website at www.francotrading.com. You can buy all brands of mobile phones, television, air conditioning, home theaters, and any other accessories. For online purchasing and more inquiries, just call us on 0501 502 670. Franco Trading Enterprise. We are still the home of quality mobile phones and accessories.
Everybody knows Acrobato. And if you know Acrobato, it means you know M-Punch Homeopathy Clinic. M-Punch Homeopathy Clinic is my pillar. Let's hear what others are saying about M-Punch Homeopathy Clinic. Who will be careful M-Punch one?
Chesena mi ankasa me period na se problems wom ntina ma wo ho idea ma me papa chesena nya asem ketewa na me coin point no mo hwe me mogam no mo hwe bibia na so mo meduro me fire no ene ma won kra mienu foforo kwa na me coin mu a eba
and everything yourself
me ma me no adwodwo eda ho a wontumi nante ene ne ko end point o mama nuru a ene ne ho eden a watimi asori anante.
That's end point for you of Acrobato. Hello hey ohwehwe what che okay a free bra wo di end point wa dance am me call you no me Jones sema na enkoyie person na my mre nyina na magina sebema na me be fie for there e ho na nyina jaresa. You heard everything. I have secret. M-Punch is my secret. M-Punch Homeopathy Clinic. I'm free.
Lick more drum.
A spiritual blend of Jamaican reggae and indigenous African roots music is affectionately called Kuchoko.
This year, all the ancestors and spirits of Africa will descend to celebrate the Kuchoko Roots Festival 2023.
Happening live at the Alliance Francaise, Accra.
On Saturday, June 24 at 7 p.m. sharp till you pass out.
Artists in action are Black Rasta Kuchoko legend, His Royal Excellency Taj Wicks from St. Lucia, Kyushan Dea from St. Vincent, Rasi Porsche and Zedmu from Burkina Faso, the land of the upright. Now the rest of the Kuchoko warriors are Ras Kuku from Buom, Ras Bumba, Konkaraja Vibes, Black Messiah, Rena, Ras Preacherman, Vibration Kings Band.
Special Kuchoko guest for 2023 is Samuel Owusu, a high life legend. MCs King Lagazi and Ras Kwame Malcolm.
This year, the Kuchoko Roots Festival comes with the Coco Roots Festival. Come and drink free cocoa, box with kose, masa, and vegan kebab and kuli kuli.
All this for free. This is crazy. You are either at Kuchoko Roots Festival 2023 or in hell. Rate is 100 Ghana cedis flat. Date Saturday 24 June 2023. Time 7 p.m. sharp. Media partners TV3, 3FM, Onua FM, and 3news.com.
Sponsors Rasta Chocobo, McBanksy, Acid, Vegan Port.
Suffer, rich man lady suffer, The TV3 and 3FM Great Expedition is here again. It's much bigger and exciting this time. Experience the breathtaking view of the ever-scenic Kafajato and the spectacular Wuli waterfall. Let's uncover the excitement around these mystical and extraordinary sceneries. Happening on Republic Day, Saturday, 1st July 2023. Come, let's make memories on Republic Day with the Republic Day Reloaded. We head to Kafajato as we hike to the summit. We visit the Wuli waterfall. And then we have a dinner and party at the Bamboo River Resort. This package includes transportation, breakfast, snacks, dinner, music on rotation, plus the whole experience, all for 650 Ghana cedis. For reservation, call 0541 159 715 or 0554 049 778. The TV3 3FM Republic Day Expedition. You don't want to miss this.
What does love mean to you? Is it words of affirmation, quality time, service, or lovely surprises? we like to get a little cocky and mix things up a bit on Perfect Match. The drama just went up a notch on Perfect Match Extra. Experience the cocktail of love, drama, betrayal, explosive arguments, and steamy confessions. Get ready for a thrilling love journey with twists and turns as your television experience just got better with Perfect Match Extra only on TV3. Perfect Match Extra.
Friendship, reality, abstinence.
Let the games begin.
Catch Perfect Match Extra every Monday at 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. Tuesdays and Thursdays at 4 p.m. and the live eviction shows on Saturdays at 8 p.m. only on TV3. Sponsored by Close Up Complete Fresh Protection for your important oral care needs. Geisha Moringa and Geisha Black Soap for soft and glowing skin. Frutelli Calipo, Forever Clear. Beauty by Cava.
Darling Lemon Drink.
Flora Tissue. Ennapa Foods. Say Ennapa. Enye Ono Soko. Heaven Black Insecticide Spray and Coil. Heaven Dear Bakope. Top Choco. Ebony Condoms. Supported by Bell Ice. Captham. Empire Kitchens. Drugnet. Malcolm. Where Ghana shops.
Blue Jeans Energy Drink.
You're welcome back. Let's do sports now. A lot happening within the Ghanaian sports space. Joining us in the studio, Reku Ampofo for the latest. Hello, Reku.
Hi, Martin.
All right, so take it away.
Well, thank you very much. We'll be starting off from the camp of the Black Meteors because head coach Ibrahim Tanko is expected to name his final squad today. That's June 22nd, ahead of the 2023 Under-23 Africa Cup of Nations to be hosted by Morocco. The final team is expected to feature FC Notre-Dame forward and Nuama Abdul Fattah Isaaku, Daniel Friye Banier, and Emmanuel Yeboah of CFR Cluj. Ghana, before London and Rabat on Wednesday, June 21, were in Cairo and Alexandria, where they played Egypt and Zamalek SC in test games. Ghana will be based in Rabat for a larger part of the group stages, where they'll play Congo and Morocco at the Prince Moulay Abdallah Stadium before leaving for Tangier to play Guinea. The tournament will ride from June 24 to July 8, 2023. We stay on the African continent, where Zambia head coach Avram Grant is pleased with his side's qualification for the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations tournament. Zambia booked their place in the Continental Showdown for the first time since 2015.
Oh, it was first I'm happy to achieve something. Happy first. We played 2 days ago against 3 days ago against Ivory Coast, which are much better than us, but the value of the money they're 10 times better than us. And we play fantastic. I came in January, and each game we are better, like I like. We won first game against Lesotho, second game against Lesotho. Now we play against teams that on the paper better than us. And I say to the players, let's leave it on the paper. And you show that in football, with brain and heart, you can do a lot of things, even a better team, and win 3-0, and we can win even more.
Well, from Avram Grant, let's move to another coach. That's Jose Mourinho, who's been banned for 4 UEFA matches for directing abusive language at referee Anthony Taylor after the towards the Premier League official numerous times during their loss to Sevilla in Budapest. After the game, footage on social media showed Mourinho directing a string of expletives toward the officiating team in the car park, labeling their performance a disgrace. Taylor and his family were also harassed as they made their way home from the final. To the transfer window now, where Chelsea dominated the transfer news in the past 24 hours with several outgoings. Here's a wrap of the latest transfer news by the 3 Sports team. Ilkay Gundogan's time at treble win in Manchester City has come to an end. The German, who is a free agent, has agreed a 2-year deal with Barcelona, valid until June 2025, with an option for a further year. The citizens have already begun strengthening their midfield and have agreed a deal to sign Chelsea midfielder Mateo Kovacic. It's been a day of outgoings for Chelsea. Kai Havertz could soon become one of the Premier League's most expensive signings of the summer transfer window. Arsenal is close to agreeing a £65 million deal for the German. Chelsea forward Hakim Ziyech is on the verge of joining Al Nassr in the Saudi Pro League. Kalidou Koulibaly to Al Hilal and Edouard Mendy to Al Ahly are getting close to being completed. Chelsea could get around €40 million for both. N'Golo Kante has joined Saudi Arabia champions Al Ittihad on a 3-year deal. The only Chelsea sale currently on hold is Mason Mount. Manchester United's interest in the English midfielder has solidified into 2 bids, with the latest being a £50 million offer tabled and rejected by the Blues, despite having only 1 year left on his contract. Manchester United are the only club in the race to sign Inter Milan goalkeeper Andre Onana, according to reports from Sky Italy. Newcastle are closing in on an agreement with AC Milan to sign Italy international Sandro Tonali for a fee in the region of €70 million. Roma has finalized the signing of centre-back Ivan Ndika. Ndika was available as a free agent after failing to agree terms with Eintracht Frankfurt on a new contract. Well, as you know, when it comes to the transfer window, the updates do come in by the minute, and you can trust the 3 Sports team to bring you the latest. You can follow us on social media at 3SportsGH for all that you need to know in the transfer window. My name is Ore Kwampofo, and that's how we wrap up the sports segment here. Up next on the Bulletin is entertainment with Noella.
The TV3 and 3FM Great Expedition is here again. It's much bigger and exciting this time. Experience the breathtaking view of the ever-scenic Kafajato and the spectacular Wuli waterfall. Let's uncover the excitement around these mystical and extraordinary sceneries. Happening on Republic Day, Saturday, 1st July 2023. Come, let's make memories on Republic Day with the Republic Day Reloaded. We head to Kafajato as we hike to the summit. We visit the Wuli waterfall. And then we have a dinner and party at the Bamboo River Resort. This package includes transportation, breakfast, snacks, dinner, music on rotation, plus the whole experience, all for 650 Ghana cedis. For reservation, call 0541 159 715 or 0554 049 778. The TV3 3FM Republic Day Expedition. You don't want to miss this.
Let's find out what's happening in entertainment. Noella has the details.
Yes, thank you so much. We'll just get straight into the updates here on Midday Live. My name is Noella Donko. Now, in the spirit of making and breaking records, Ghanaian-American singer-songwriter Amaarae has become the first Ghanaian to perform on NPR Tiny Desk, a video series of live concerts hosted by NPR Music in Washington, D.C. On June 9, 2023, the songstress released her second studio album, Fountain Baby, supported by 2 singles, Reckless and Sweet and Co-Star. As a testament to her rising fame, Amaarae was invited to perform her new album, Fountain Baby, for the beloved NPR Tiny Desk series, and this prestigious opportunity showcases the widespread recognition of her talent and affirms her place among the music industry's elites. The video of her performance has been released on the YouTube platform of NPR Tiny Desk and is already choking an enviable amount of views and engagement. Now to some more stories. The audition train for this year's Ghana's Most Beautiful made its first stopover in Tamale earlier this week on June 15. Now, after 20 ladies were chosen to represent the Northeast, Savannah, and Upper East and Upper West regions, the train then moved through to Takoradi and then to Kumasi for the second and third phases. Now, Accra will host the final lap of auditions on Friday, June 23 at the forecourt of TV3 at 8 a.m. for the Southeastern Sector audition. Download the TV3 reality app to register or pick up an audition form at the TV3 premises for only 50 Ghana cedis. Come dressed in GTP miniskirts and a white tank top with comfortable heels. Ladies who will exhibit a great deal of eloquence and be on top of their game with regards to knowledge about their respective regions will make the final selection. Now to our final story, and a rather sad one. Award-winning music star Sarkodie, privately known as Michael Owusu-Addo, has reportedly lost his lawyer, Cynthia Kwaku. Now, lawyer Kwaku is reported to have passed away on Wednesday, June 21, 2023. May her soul rest in peace. And that's how we wrap up on the entertainment news segment here on Midday Live. My name is Noella Donko. Up next is International.
In international news this afternoon, the Gambia is enforcing mandatory inspections and testing of all drugs being imported from India. The tests will be done in India. The new measures come after at least 70 children in the small West African nation died last year after taking Indian-made cough syrups. The World Health Organization said they had been contaminated with toxic chemicals commonly used in car brake fluid and other industrial products. India later said that the medicines complied with specifications when tested at home, but the World Health Organization responded that it stood by alerts issued for 4 of the cough syrups. Other batches were later linked to the death of 19 children in Uzbekistan. The Gambia is considering possible legal action over the deaths. And on other major international stories, you would recall that on Sunday, a mini submarine that went diving to the Titanic in the Pacific Ocean went missing. Now, the news is that as of 12 midday today, the breathable air of oxygen within the container or the submarine is running out or has run out. In fact, we are told that in the last few minutes, it looks as though the air is in the very last few seconds for the 5 people who were within the submarine. We are yet to get an update on how the 5 are surviving. However, rescue efforts from around the world have all gone to the Pacific Ocean to try with the rescue efforts, and we are hoping to hear some positive news that at least those in the submarine have been found alive. But we'll update you in subsequent bulletins. Our website 3news.com has many more stories for you. That's how we bring the bulletin to an end. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Martin Asiedu Datim. Have a good afternoon, and as always, stay positive. Bye for now.